大龄女生崩溃的瞬间。
The moment when an older single woman truly breaks down isn't when her family nags her daily about marriage, nor when she has no one to share her happiness with, nor when she feels unbearably lonely. It's when she finally makes up her mind to look for a partner. She goes on dates with hope, meeting one after another, and finally finds someone who seems perfect in every way, only to discover that these men turn around and choose much younger women with far worse conditions than hers. Even more crushing? When she repeatedly lowers her standards, willing to settle, only to realize they still don't want her. She always thought her good looks and excellent conditions meant she could easily find someone if she just made a little effort. But reality turned out to be brutally harsh. Men care so much about a woman's age. Weight can be changed, but age is irreversible. When is the most devastating moment for an older single woman? I know an unmarried woman nearing 40, an only child from a business-owning family. In her youth, she was above average in looks and never lacked suitors. When she first returned from studying abroad, she worked in finance, earning a high income at a young age. Confident in her advantages, she believed any boyfriend she chose had to be exceptional. Top-tier education, 985/211 schools. A master's degree or higher, preferably with overseas experience, successful in his career, owning a house and car with no loans, earning more than her, with greater family assets, no more than 3 years older, tall, handsome, and capable of providing emotional support. Back then, her social media was filled with glamorous selfies and a curated life. Marriage was the last thing she worried about. But by 28 or 29, as friends married one by one, she felt pressure and loosened her standards. An ordinary 211 graduate would do, but he had to be an only child with parents who had pensions. He also had to be a high-earning executive in finance or tech. She dismissed men in stable government jobs, fearing they'd lower her lifestyle. After countless arranged dates, she found flaws in every man. The high earners weren't handsome, the handsome ones had too much dating experience, and the inexperienced ones were too dull to move her. Before she knew it, she was over 30. Realizing she might truly be left over, she came to me, saying, "Sis Cheong, I've lowered my standards. Just a decent bachelor's degree, good character, and stable job will do." Seeing her sincerity, I introduced her to several great matches, a well-established doctor, great height, family, and education, but she rejected him for being bald, a high-earning engineer at a state-owned firm, but she angrily called me afterward, "That guy dared to say I'm too old to have kids." Soon, she burned bridges with every willing suitor, leaving me to apologize on her behalf. You might think, she's so picky for someone her age. But the real issue? The men she liked wouldn't even consider a 30-year-old. They had endless 20-somethings lining up. Eventually, she realized she couldn't even pass the screening stage for top-tier men. She tried dating apps and matchmaking events, attracting interest thanks to her youthful looks. But upon deeper interaction, most high-quality older men turned out to be frauds or players. Relatives grew desperate, even suggesting divorced men, which she outright refused. "I've never married. Why would I marry a divorce?" 2 more years passed, and at 35, her only remaining demand was no kids from previous marriages. Yet after years of dates, she found even well-off divorced men hesitated, suspecting, why is she still unmarried at this age? Something must be wrong. Furious and humiliated, she vowed to prove she wasn't unwanted, just unwilling to settle. But when she returned to me in tears, asking about past matches, I had to tell her, "They're all married now." That was her breaking point, not the family pressure or loneliness, but the crushing realization that after lowering her standards, no one suitable remained. When she finally met someone seemingly perfect, he either rejected her or turned out to be a scammer. By the time she accepted compromise, no one was left waiting. Regret and resentment consumed her. Do you know the moment when an older single woman truly breaks down? A 35-year-old woman shared her story. I'm 35 now. I'm good-looking and had many suitors, but I rejected them all. Back then, I wasn't worried about marriage. Not because my social circle was small or work kept me busy, but because I never met anyone who met my standards. I went on countless dates, and finally, I found someone perfect. I thought, this is it, I won't be alone anymore. But he ignored me. If he'd chosen someone better than me, I'd accept it. But he picked a far less accomplished, much younger woman. That shattered me. Asterisk. What's worse? I lowered my standards, willing to settle, yet men still rejected me. I thought my looks, family background, and charm would make dating easy. Just a little effort and I'd find someone. But the dating market is brutal. I regret it so much. Time can't be reversed, and no pill can undo this. This is my breaking point. I want to ask men, do you really despise older single women this much? What's the most crushing moment for an older single woman? It's not sitting alone in a hospital, not enduring family nagging, not having no one to share joys with. It's when she finally resolves to seriously search for a partner, meets countless men, nearly loses hope, then encounters someone seemingly perfect. She starts imagining a future together, only to realize he never considered her. Because she's too old. The worst part? After accepting her age and lowering her standards, even waiving demands for cars or homes, she's still unwanted. She thinks better looks and lowered expectations will help, but forgets, everything can change except time. That's the true breaking point. What do you think? The most devastating moment for an older single woman? When even lowering standards doesn't help. This morning, a 36-year-old woman sat across from me, eyes red, saying, "Teacher, even divorced men with kids reject me now. What do I do?" Her 3-stage dating history is a cautionary tale for every woman under 30. At 24, she moved to Nanjing and dated a hard-working man earning 20,000 yen per month. But his parents were factory workers, so she broke up, fearing no future support. At 28, she met a rich heir. His family was wealthy, but he was mediocre. They lacked connection, and it fizzled out. At 30, she found a perfect man, a returnee with a 500,000 yen salary and professor parents. But he preferred a 28-year-old. By 32, she was willing to marry into a wealthy family, even if the man himself was lacking. No luck. Then she tried men with good careers but modest backgrounds. Still nothing.